46, Wendy? All right, we're gonna try. Not every single one's labeled, but we're gonna try. It's like a lot of them are. So, all right. Margaret's gonna come and go. Yedid nefesh av harachama mishok avdach el ritzonach yarutz avdach kemo hayal yishtachaveh Olam vatik yechemura chamecha chusna al ben ohavach ki zakama niksof niksa Tiferet Ozach Ana Eli Mahmad Libi Hoshana Ve'altit Alam Higalena Ufros Chaviv alai et sukat shelomach Ta'ir eretz mikvodach Nagila v'nismecha bach Maher ahu kivamoed v'choneni himei olam yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai dai yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai 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 Yada dai 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 yada dai dai yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 Nine, 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 nine. Yeah, nine, 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 nine. Yeah, nine, nine, nine. Page 15 or 47? Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzor yishenu, nikadma vana betoda. Naria, naria, litzor yishenu, bezmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Arba'im shana akud bedor va'omar amtoy levavhem vehem lo yadu drachai asher nishbati ve'api im yavon el menuchati. Shiru l'Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol ha'aretz. Shiru l'Adonai, Baruchu Shemo, Masru meyom leyom Yeshuato, Zapru v'goyim, Kivodo bechol ha'amim niflotav, Ki gadol Adonai. Omehol al meod, Norahu, al kol ha'elohim, hay, ki kol Elohe ha'ami elilim, v'Adonai shamayim asa, hod v'hadar lefanav, hod v'tziferet b'mikdasho. Havul Adonai mishpechot amim, Havul Adonai kavod, Havul Adonai kivod shema, zehu mincha u'volehatzotav, hishtachavul Adonai behadrat kodesh. Ilu mifanav kol haaretz, imru v'goyim, Adonai malach, avtikon tevel, mahaltimot, yadinamim bemesh. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, ayayay, yeram hayam. Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, lishpot tevel betzedek ve'amin ve'emunato yalai la 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 la. Or 51, Adonai Malach Tegat. Adonai Sinura חסידיו, מיד רשעים יצילם, אור זרוע לצדיק, וישרה לב שמחה, שמחו צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו. מזמור שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, כי נפלאות עשה, הושיע לו ימינו, וזרוע קודשו. איי איי הודיע אדוני ישועתו, להנה הגויים גילה צדקתו, זכר חסדו ואמונתו, לבני ישראל ראו כל אפסי הארץ את ישועת אלוהינו, הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פיצחו ורננו וזמרו נגינור וכינור וכל זמרה, מחצרות וכל שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ירם הים ומלוא, תבל ויושבי בה, הערים כוכב, יחד הרים ירננו לפני אדוני קיבה, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, במישרים ילאי לה 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 לה, ילאי לה 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 line 1953 on a Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Page 5420. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz. Hay, havu l'Adonai kevod shemois, havu l'Adonai be'adrat kodesh, kol Adonai hamayim el hakavod hirim. Adonai hamayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach. Hay, kol Adonai mehadar, kol Adonai shover arazim. Vayaber Adonai et hazeh habanot, vayakidem kemo regel Levanon Veserion Kimo Ben Re'emim Hay Ko Adonai Chotzev Lahavotesh Ko Adonai Yachil Midbar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Ko Adonai Cholel Ayalot Vayechesof Ye'arot Uvechalot Kulo Omer Kavod Ay Adonai Lahamabu Yashava Yeshev Adonai Melech Le'olam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitin Adonai Yivarech Edamo Vashalom Ay Ana bekoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kabel ridatamcha zarenu darenu nora ana bekoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kabel rinatamcha zavenu darenu nora hana bekoach gedulat yemincha tatir tzerura kabel rinatamcha zavenu darenu nora yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai dai dai. Turn to 21 or 56. Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat Nikabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el miuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzeim mitzochavecha Rav lach shevet be'emet hamachar והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תברתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי. קורבה אל נפשי גאלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך, בגלל לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. לא תבושי ולא תקמי, מה תשכחי ומה תמי, בכי יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנית העיר אל תילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. והיו למשוס השוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמשוש חטאיו עלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי. יעריש בן פרסי ונשמחה ונגיל. לך דודי לקראת קלה, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב אליו. מוהיר שלום הטרף קלה, גם בשמחה ובשמחה. תודה אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלבי. דודי לך דודי לקראת קלה, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרב Page 23 or bottom of 59. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. Shabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamer leshimcha elyon, ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Tzadik katamar yivrach, keres balevanon yizkeh, shetunim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenum beseva deshenim merananim iyu leha ki yashar Adonai ori velo alata mikolot ma'im rabim adirim mishpereya mikolot ma'im rabim adirim mishpereyam adir bamarom yarai adir bamarom yarai adir bamarom Adonai adir bamarom yarai adir bamarom yarai adir bamarom Adonai L'Dechanim me'od L'Midchan v'Kodesh Adonai le'orech yamim.
Good Shabbos. This week we observe the Yartzeichen of Pauline Brest, mother of Lisa Newbart, Ludwig Ehrenreich, father of Zach Ehrenreich, Cecile Lehman, aunt of Peter Rothberg, George Agres, father of Cheryl Agres, Helen Brill Gordimer, a founding member of the PJC. We also recall Regina Roth and Samuel A. Fayon, who are memorialized on our board. We'll also make mention of the fact that, as some of you may have seen in the email earlier today, Adrian Moshe, a member of our community, lost his mother 2 days ago. Rachela Moshe, who has lived in Israel for the past 51 years, he's observing Shiva with his family there, but I'm sure would love to hear from anyone when he gets back. May the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings in this community now and always. Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, is on page 24 or page... Lori, what's the other?
Kaddish Yatom, I'm sorry, page 24 or 62?
Or 62.
Sorry.
Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. Bechayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmeid kudsha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi Shalama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. And though he's not here, I'll say for Adrian Hamakom Yenachem Oto, B'toch Shar Avelei Tzion B'Yushalayim, may God comfort him and all who mourn his mother, Rachela Moshe, with those who mourn for Zion and Jerusalem. And once again, please do reach out to him when he gets back after Shiva. Now it is my pleasure to invite back up our cantorial intern, Lori Weber, to offer some words of Torah.
A little bit easier, yeah. Okay. So I told my friend Wendy a little earlier tonight that I'm kind of a sap for the 70s. You know, I'm kind of one of those like the sappy love songs. So I'm going to start with a Nigun from 1971. And see if you know it. You can join me if you know this melody. Ya da 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 da. Da, 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 da. You humming along? If you know it. If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words will never show the you I've come to know. And I'm not going to sing the rest of it because that's the kind of the piece that I wanted to work with right here. Did you know that one? You're all 70s saps like me? No? Okay, you're not a 70s sap. Okay, those are sappy love songs. That's by a group called Bread. What? It was what? Bread. It was done by Bread. So if you look up Bread, you'll find this song. Yes, I know. All right, so, but there are a few like me out there, and I feel better. Well, the words are, if a picture paints 1,000 words. So how do we paint a picture in the Torah? How do we make the text come alive with meaning and put a visual image in the minds of the reader or the listener? And if you ask a cantor, well, if you ask me, the cantor, you paint a picture with cantillation and with trope, which trope is both about placement, putting the right emphasis on the right syllable, and that's part of the reason why we use the trope, but it's much more. There's other things involved. You thought what?
I thought that.
It was good. All right. Well, you know, emphasis and slow. Okay, somebody got it. Good. There were a couple of crickets chirping, so I wasn't sure. Okay, good. But anyway, yes. So I want to read a little something. Rabbi Micah Lieben wrote something that he said it better than I could. We're talking about Parashat Chayei Sarah this week, and I just liked what I found. And Michael Lieben says, imagine a stranger stands at the outskirts of a city. His boss, an important man, has sent him to complete a vital task. Unsure how to proceed, he stops by the side of the road. And what is he feeling in this moment? What guidance might he seek? Gathering himself, he directs his heart heavenward, and he says, this description is precisely that of Eliezer. Well, we don't really know his name yet, right? He's the man. The trusted servant of Abraham, who embarks on a journey in Parashat Chayei Sarah to find a spouse for his master's son, Isaac. The myriad of emotions, the guidance he yearns for, the pressure he faces, all this converges in that one Hebrew word, Vayomar, and he said. And it is among the most common words in the Bible, right? And he said, and he said. How many times has it said, and he said? Ordinarily, one would give it no thought. But yet, in this particular instance of the word, it's unique because it carries over it one of the Torah's rarest notes. One of the rarest tropes we see is called the shalshelet. And I'll show you a picture. And I'll show you the word. I made it really big so you can see it. The shalshelet looks like this. Yep. So when the Masoretic scribes set the vowels for our biblical text around the 10th century, they also created a cantillation system of notes called the te'amim, or the trope. And the trope functions as punctuation. It breaks the text into syntactical phrases, as well as the mechanism for chanting the parasha out loud. So the music itself can highlight the meaning of the words and paint a picture. And in this context, the shalshelet, which rises up 5 notes, I'm going to explain this in a minute, rises up 5 notes before coming back down, and then dramatically repeating 3 times. Look at the shoresh, right? Shalosh, shalshelet, we have something about 3, right? But it appears 4 times in the Torah, so it doesn't appear 3, 4 times in the Torah. And 3 of them happen to be in Bereshit. So we had one actually last parsha in Vayera, and we're going to have one this week, and we're going to have when we get to Joseph, I'll tell you about them, and we're going to get one more in when we get to Vayikra. But so for the Baal Koreh, one who chants Torah in shul, the opportunity to chant a shalshelet is a treasured occasion. It really is. And kids who get this for their parsha go, wow. Either they say wow or they say oi. They say one or the other. And you can look later. I can show you. There are probably about a bunch of notes, a lot of black dots in here, you know, if you saw how to do the shalshelet. So let's talk about it for a second. As we said, the shalshelet appears how many times in the Torah? 4. Very good. Wow, this is a good group. And 3 of those instances are in which book? There you go. Look at that. How much you learned already. Or maybe you know it already. So the first one is in Parashat Vayera. And in last week's parasha, Lot was delayed in leaving Sodom and Gomorrah. They're being destroyed. And the shalshelet is on the word vayitmama, and he delayed. This week's parasha, it's on the word vayomar, which means and he said. Again, no great words there, but we'll get to why maybe it's important. Eleazar is ready to make a plea to God to look favorably upon his master Abraham and setting the criteria for what the future of the wife of Isaac should be. This criteria, which elaborated on and embellished Abraham's original criteria, because Eliezer added the concepts of hospitality and kindness. And it doesn't seem coincidental that the word chesed is used not once but twice to describe Eliezer's desire that God deal graciously with Abraham as he's seeking a wife for Isaac with the very same qualities. In Parashat Vayeshev, just after Potiphar's wife casts her eyes on Joseph and says, "Sleep with me," verse 8, Vaima'en, Yosef refused. So that's another shalshelet. And in Leviticus Parashat Tzav, chapter 8, verse 23, Moses is making his last sacrifice before giving up the keys to Aaron, and it occurs on the word Vayishchat, and about the slaughtering of the ram, which is kind of a funny word to delay on, right? Because we don't want to think of a slaughter as taking a long time, but maybe we want to think of the hesitation of Moses giving up those keys, or maybe Aaron taking on a new role. So maybe that hesitation of what's going to happen. We don't want to think of it as a delay in the slaughter, but a delay in the action. So this symbol shalshelet is very interesting, right? What does it look like to you? I made it nice and big. Anybody have a thought? What does it look like? Rorschach inkblot test. I'm going to analyze you and tell you what you know.
Like electrical.
Electrical. I like that. Wow, that's cool. Anybody else? What does it look like?
Upside down river.
Upside down. What? A river. Well, these are ones I didn't even think of. I love it. A river. Okay, good. Keep going. What does it look like? Some people say easy things like a worm, like a coil. You're going river, and what was the other one? Wait, river and electrical. Right. Some people think it looks like a strand of DNA. You know, lots of things. They can look like anything. But now let's think about music for a second, because that's what I do. So when you have a scale, and we're going to sing a do to do scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You have home on the bottom, and you have home on top, meaning that's where we feel comfortable, where we feel what we call our tonic. Da, 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 da. So that's where we feel home, but the shalshelet is very interesting. It wavers, it goes up and down, and it starts on the home note, but it doesn't actually land back on the home note. It remains unresolved. Very interesting for a shalshelet, which is also on a word or phrase that kind of leaves us a little bit hanging. So it's a very interesting connection. So a shalshelet, we don't get back to na. So vayomar, let's say. Vayomar. So it's and he said, well, what did he say? We want to know. It's like a cliffhanger. That's kind of my take on it, but your take may be different. It's like going, oh, it's somebody's birthday this weekend, isn't it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anna. Happy birthday to... Okay, I got to go now. We'll see you later. Oh, she wants me to go, you, because that's the tonic, that's the resolution, that's the home note, right? Right, she went, oh, it sounds so weird when you just leave me hanging like that. So that Shalshelet, you know, well, what did he say? You know, it's like going, Vayomar, and he said, oh God, the God of my master Abraham, please let something happen to me today and do kindness to my master Abraham. Look, I'm standing by the water well. If I say to a girl, please tilt down your pitcher and let me drink, and she says drink and I will also give your camels a drink, I will know that through her you have acted kindly with my master. Did you like that? Those aren't exactly all the tropes in there, but it's something like that. And I ended with master. That's what he said, right? So it's interesting, like that cliffhanger in all these different pieces, whether we're talking about Joseph. Joseph, what is he refused? Did he really refuse? We'll find out. Cliffhanger. You know, and the other ones as well. So when we get to this tomorrow, if you're all paying attention, listening, and in chapter 24, verse 12, and we get to end, he said, what is your take on it? Why is the Shalshelet there? I'm giving you one of my takes that I think it's a cliffhanger that Andy said, and what did he say? But there's a lot of reasons, right? You may think like, maybe he's hesitating because who am I to add to the criteria of Abraham? Abraham just said, find me a girl from my land, right? From my homeland, from my birthplace. But Abraham never said she has to be nice, never said she has to be hospitable. But Eliezer adds these pieces. So maybe Eliezer, you know, has a little bit of a chutzpah going on there. Like, I'm going to add these extra things, you know, because I just came up with them. So make your own determination about why this was intentionally placed there, and what does the cantillation want to emphasize? What is the feeling? You know, these might be ordinary words, but what can take on great significance depending on the words. So in closing, what I want to wish you this Shabbat is that all your shalshelets have some resolution, and if you're on any cliffhangers this Shabbat, that you all find a sense of shalom bayit, some peace in your house, and all your shalshelas do have some sense of resolution, but to be continued. So Shabbat shalom. Baruch tiyeh.
Continue with Baruch Hu on page 28. Or page 64.
64. Baruch Hu et Adonai Ham Barak. Baruch Adonai HaBarak Le'olam Ba'ed Baruch Adonai. Umal biyom uvei bilayla uvei bilal ben yom uvein layla Adonai Sebaot Shemo El Chai B'Kayam Tamid Yimlok Aleinu Le'olam Ba'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravi Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ata Torah Mitzvot Chukim U'Shatim Otanu Lemadeta Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu B'Socheinu U'Kumeinu Nasiach B'Chukecha V'Nismach B'Rivei Toratecha U'V'Mitzvotecha Le'olam Ba'ed Ki Heim Chayenu U'V'Yorek Yameinu U'V'Yorek Yameinu U'V'Hem Nechger Yomam V'Layla Yomam V'Layla v'yaktecha al tamid mimanu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'kol levavaka, v'kol nafshecha, v'kol me'odecha, v'hayu hadarim ha'eleh. Asher Anochi mitzvahcha hayom al livavecha v'sinatam livanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha v'techa v'vtecha v'derek v'shavtecha uvkumecha v'shlotam leot al yadecha v'hilu totafot b'neinecha Uktatam al-muzdot beitecha u'b'yisharecha. Adonai Elohim Emet.
Page 32.
Umalchotov Ratzon Kiblo Elohim Moshe Uvnei Yisrael L'cha Ani Sirah B'simcha Rabba B'imru Kulam Micha Mocha B'elim Adonai Micha Mocha Neder B'kodesh Norah Tehilot Osei V'Ela Malchutaka Ra'avanecha Bochei Ayam Lifnei Moshe Ze'eli Anu Bimru Adonai Yimlach Le'olam V'ed V'ne'emar Ki Fadat Adonai et Yaakov Ugalo Miyad Chazek Menu Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. Ushmor Seitenu Uveinu L'chaim U'L'shalom Me'atah v'ad olam Ufrosh Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Baruch atah Adonai HaPoresh Sukkot Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 34. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'doratam berit olam ayayay beini uvein b'nei Yisrael otzilei olam ki sheishet yami asa Adonai et hashamayim v'yet ha'aretz uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinavesh. Yikada v'yikada shemei rabba. Yamad divra karute. Yamik malkute. B'chaye kon uvekon. Uvekaye dekol bet Yisrael. Bagala uzman karev imru. Amen. Yeshmei rabba mevorak. Leolam leomaya. Yiparak. Yiparak v'yishtabal v'yipar v'yit raman v'yit daseh. V'yit hadar v'yit halel v'yit halal shemei dekudusha b'riku. Leolam min kol birkata v'shirata. Tushbakata v'nekmata damira v'alma v'imru. Amen.
The Sound Amidah begins on page 35 or on page 76.
Oser shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Kol Yisrael bimru. Amen.
I forgot to tell Mark that we also, okay? You don't do it again? You can always do more Osei Shalom.
You never have enough.
You can never have enough, really. You can never have enough peace. We have a special guest from Cuba who's also going to help us lead Osei Shalom.
Oh.
Come on up. Welcome, Abel. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, Steve, you're not. I mean, Mark, you're not. Oh, okay. Osei Shalom bimbroma. Uyaseh Shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Emru, emru, amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Kol hakavod. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Mark, you back up. We're going to continue. We're running a little late. We're going to continue on page 48 with Kaddish Shalom. Page 48 or page.
Yikadal v'yikada shemei rabba. Yalma divra karute. V'yamik malkute. B'chaye kon uvekon. B'chaye dekol bet Yisrael. Bagala uzman karev imru. Amen. Yeshmei rabba mevorak. Leolam leomaya. Yitbarak. Yishtabal v'yitbar v'yirman v'yaseh. V'yihadar v'yhaleh v'yhalal. Shemei dekudusha b'riku. Leolam min kol birkata v'shirata tutzbagata. V'nekamata Diamra Bialma Bimru Amen. Tikabel El Chechachon Uva Tayachon V'Kol Yisrael Kadam Avochon V'Bashamayim Bimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemayim V'Chaim Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael Bimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimru V'Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'Yakol Yisrael Bimru Amen.
Anyone? All right, sold to me.
It's your birthday.
Bevakasha. Yes. Bevakasha.
The birthday girl always makes
The
kidding.
budget.
Oh.
Okay, that's it. You're gonna have to fast for
Gosh.
40 days now.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's,
I think a little
I'm,
bit.
I'm sure Adam has a solution.
I'm sure he does.
חבריי,
Chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים לשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Aleinu is on page 51 or page 98. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'hegelu l'aliotzer b'reshit shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא של שמיים ויוסר אמר שמיים יקבל דבר שמיים כי המלכות שלך יום תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Echad. Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish is on page 52 or page 101. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma divra kirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'gala u'vizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei dekudsha b'rechu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav hu yasei shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Good Shabbos, everyone. A few very quick announcements. Once again, Yasher Koach to Cantor Lori for leading us in the beautiful Kabbalath Shabbat and the beautiful words of Torah, and to Mark for Ma'ariv, and to Abel, our guest, for leading us in Oseh Shalom. Welcome. Kiddush sponsors are sponsored this week by Barry and Jill Goldenberg in honor of their 38th wedding anniversary. Sponsors are needed all throughout the year, so to sponsor an upcoming Kiddush, please contact Andrea Rothberg. Adult Ed is going on as usual. I have a great theology class on Tuesday night, and I have a Nechama Leibovitz Parsha, weekly Parsha Chug on Wednesday. The one on Tuesday is here. The one on Wednesday is online. Please come check out any of them, even if you haven't been. Just come and check it out. We're having a lot of fun. Our High Holiday campaign continues. If you have not yet made a pledge or donation, it is never too late. Just like it is never too late to do tshuva, it is never too late to donate any amount, big or small, is great. It would be amazing. We want to get to 100% of people donating, which means even if you donate $2, that lets us say we can get to be 100%. So please, any amount is great. And consult weekly announcements or reach out to Jessica Winquist about that. Next Friday, November 5th, beginning at 3 p.m., we are going to join members of the Church of St. John, Paul, and Clement in Mount Vernon to walk from their church to the PJC in honor of Michael Schwerner of blessed memory, who was one of registering people to vote in Mississippi, a racial justice activist in 1963. And he was murdered by members of the Ku Klux Klan. He was not a member of the PJC, but he was a Jewish young man from Pelham, and we've done this march a couple years now, and we're excited to do it again. So please, it starts at the church, which is in Mount Vernon. The walk is about 2 miles. You can bring kids, but there are some busy streets, so just be aware of that. Thanksgiving in a Box. This is an important and urgently needed social action project in conjunction with other local houses of worship. We are hoping to provide holiday meals at Thanksgiving for 900 plus families. Please consult the weekly announcements and contact Michael Dworkin about that. Soup Kitchen, our next opportunity along similar lines, will be Thursday, November 18th. When volunteers are asked to provide baked ziti, salad, and brownies, contact Jill Goldenberg for more information about that. And finally, the Scholar Stream program continues. This is a free program that we sponsor at the PJC, where you can log on and learn with some really amazing professors, top people in the field at JTS, and it's free. So just look at the weekly announcements and get the password and sign on. Good Shabbos again, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Yigdal is on page 53 or 114. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'ishtabach nimtza v'nei tel mitziuto echad ben yachid ke'yechudo nelam v'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'ein oguf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra rishon ben reshit le'reshito no, I don't know lam v'chol no tzar yorei gedulato malchuto shafan buato netano el anshe zulato v'tifarto lo kam b'Yisrael k'Moshe od navi u'mahabit et munato Torat nadat natan lehamoel al yad nevion eman beito lo yachalifahel velo yamir dato leholamim lezulato so fevio dea setarenu mabit lesof davar bekadmato gomelish chased kemifalo noten lerashara gerishato yishlach leget yamim mishiche Liftot mechakekeit Yeshuato Meitim Yechayel Berok Haso Baruch Adei Shem Tehilato Meitim Yechayel Berok Haso Baruch Adei Shem Tehilato Tov, good Shabbos, everyone.